police shoot away an ambulance and refused to tell his family what was going on.
At this time, we're going to have the story of Nicholas Heyward Jr. told by his father, Nicholas Heyward Sr.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I just want to say that I am very grateful that this event is going on today. National event. I'm honored to be a part of it. Too many of our young babies are being killed, gunned down innocently. And I mean, we have to fight and struggle in order to get justice for them. Nicholas Jr., my son, was only 13 years old when he was murdered by New York City housing police officer Brian George right here in the Kiwanis Houses, Barnville community. He actually was playing an innocent game of cops and robbers in this building right here with 4 other friends of his. They all had plastic toy guns. I made it my business to bring out the plastic toy gun just to, because a lot of people say, oh, they might have mistaken the toy gun he was playing with as a real one. Plastic toy guns are not dangerous weapons.
Oh,
There shouldn't have been no way that
That's a
my
toy.
son should be dead today for playing an innocent game of cops and robbers with some friends of his who had orange and different color looking guns. This is the pop gun that my son was playing with. And when the officer came to the stairwell where they were playing, my son dropped the toy gun and said, we're only playing, we're only playing. The officer shot and killed him anyway.
that's a
The case was never presented to a grand jury because the Brooklyn District Attorney Charles Hines said that the officer had received a 911 call of shots fired or people on the rooftops. One or two, I can't recollect exactly what it was. But he said the officer responded alone. He said the stairwell lighting was dimly lit and things happened in a split second. And that the officer accidentally discharged his weapon after Nicholas pointed the toy gun at him.
It's a lie.
The children that were playing with Nicholas said that when Nicholas seen the officer, he dropped the toy gun and said, we're only playing, we're only playing. And the officer shot him in mid-sentence. In a deposition that was done on the officer 3 years after the murder of Nicholas Jr., the officer said that he was not on a 911 call, he was just doing routine patrol. He said the stairwell lighting was not dimly lit. He was able to see very well. He said things did not happen in a split second. He said when he opened up the stairwell door, there was no one there. He didn't see no children, he didn't see anyone. He said then my son jumped down from the stairwell. My attorneys asked him, well, what did you do when you seen Nicholas? He jumped on the stairwell. He said he didn't do anything. He said he had his gun in one hand and a flashlight in the other. He said then he jumped back up the steps. He still didn't say anything to Nick. He said my son didn't say anything to him. Then Nicholas jumped back down the steps and he said Nicholas turned and pointed the plastic gun at him and started clicking it, and that's when he shot him. The most ridiculous story I heard in my life. From that day, I've been trying to get the case reopened and presented back to the so that I could get I wanted an indictment on this case because an indictment is what should have been done not only in my son's case but in every last one of these cases. The officers should have been indicted in every last one of these cases. These are innocent children we're talking about. Who plastic toy guns are not dangerous. That's another thing that people need to understand. Plastic toy guns are not dangerous. If you have an officer who's fearful of his life for a plastic toy gun, which actually just don't resemble anything close to a real weapon. Not even close.
That is a toy.
And for my son to have lost his life for something like this, that officer should be locked up and in jail right now.
That's right. That's right.
Or at least criminal neglect homicide.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Because as far as I'm concerned, that officer endangered not only my, not he didn't going to kill my, there were other children playing in that stairwell. And that's what they were doing. They were playing. We live in a society where they allow these cops to come into our neighborhoods, kill our children, and get away with it.
That's
They
right.
actually protect the cops.
That's right.
That's
The
right.
district attorney covered for the cops. He lied for the cops. And I didn't find out until after the cop was deposed and we were able to question him. Remember, you can't question a cop after he murders one of your innocent children. That 48-hour rule or whatever have you, we are not allowed to question the police. So I want to bring also another thing to the people here. A year before my son was murdered, we were standing in front of our building. I live in this community. I've been living in this community for over 40 years. Me, my wife, my son were standing in front of the building. The police came running chasing some other kids into the community. One of the kids came running towards my wife and my son and I, and the officer tackled them. We also had a little pup dog. The dog started barking. The officer pulled out his gun and said, "Get your dog or I'm going to shoot him." I got the dog and I brought him in the house. I came back out. I stood there, was standing there watching, the interaction, what they were doing with the kids. The officer then came back over to where we were standing at, pulled his gun out, pointed at Nicholas. Nicholas was 12 years old at the time. He pointed the gun at Nicholas, and I immediately responded, "Yo, what are you doing? That's my son. What you?" He turned and pointed the gun at me and told me to mind my business. He kidnapped my son right in front of my face.
Oh, God.
Excuse me.
It's all right, brother. It's all right. We with you, man. We with you, man. It's all right.
Let me
Take your
just
time.
say,
Take your time.
my son was a good kid, an honest student. I mean, I did the best I can in raising him. I feel I did a good job. But I just want to say, they kidnapped my son from me. They brought him to the precinct. They brought him to the precinct against my wishes, against me and my wife's wishes. They brought my son to the precinct. Mind you, he's 12 years old now. When we got to the precinct, they had him up there for at least an hour. Finally, they bring him back downstairs. They says to me and my wife, "We're sorry. He wasn't one of the boys that we were chasing." Nicholas is about to run out the door. I had to stop him. Wait a minute. What did they do with you when you was upstairs? "Daddy, I just want to go. I said, "We're going to go, but I need to know what happened to you when you was upstairs." He said when he was upstairs, they placed him in a lineup. He said he kept telling them that he didn't do anything. He wanted to go home. He said he didn't do anything. The officer told one of the officers told him that if you don't be quiet, I'm going to take this gun, stick it up your butt, and pull the trigger. And then another officer told him, if you don't be quiet, you wouldn't live to be 15. I filed a complaint against the Civilian Complaint Review Board, which is basically all I could have done. I didn't get a response back from the Civilian Complaint Review Board until after Nicholas was murdered. That complaint stated that they found the officer's actions in that case to be lawful and proper. What kind of system is this? What kind of society do we really live in?